All right. So here now we look at the third question, question number 3, October, November, P1. This is a binomial expansion question that requires you to figure out how to find the coefficient of x to the power 4 after you've expanded the two chunks. So in the expansion of that, the coefficient of x to the power 4 is 216. Find the value of the positive constant p. Now, because you can see there's a subtraction in between here, there's a subtraction here. That subtraction tells you you need to deal with those two guys individually. You'll have to come get px out, px plus 3 to power 5. Expand it until you see whoever carries x to power 4. Then also, you also need to come and pick x power 3 plus p over x power 4 again. Break it down until you see the guy who carries power 4. Now, you won't need to do everybody because it will be too much work. Because, for example, you have to start from the smallest value, go as you go down until you get the biggest value. So, like this. So, why do you need to do all these? Yet you see, these guys don't carry an x to power 4. The one that you need will be when this px is carrying power 4. So it means the 3 here will be carrying power 1. So you'll just keep on going until you acquire this one. Now, this is the only guy from the first chunk who can carry a next to power 4. So remember, because it's an expansion, we'll need to also do the total is 5. So 5 combination 4. Now, this will be p to power 4 x to power 4 times 3 times. Let's see what is 5 combination 4 here real quick. So 5 combination 4, that is 5. So this is going to be times 5. So you can see the whole first chunk can only give you 15x power 4 p power 4. So the coefficient here will be 15 p power 4 x power 4. So this is what you're calling the coefficient. Now, when dealing with this one, it will be a bit tricky, but not that difficult, just a bit tricky. Because now you'll have to figure out the interaction between this x and this x over here. And the only time that will happen is when this x to power 3 is carrying a power 2, so that this p over x here will carry a power what? A power 2 as well. So that the two, if you add them, they give you a 4. And if you check this, you'll have x to power 6 dot p to power 2 all over x to power 2. And you can see now the interaction of 6 and 2 is going to give us a power 4. So this is also multiplied by, the total is 4. This will be combination 2. So this is times 4 combination 2. So let's simplify this x to power 6 by getting rid of the powers by cancelling out. He cancels with that. So you'll be left with x to power 4 p to power 2 times 4 combination 2. Let's see what 4 combination 2 yields real quick. 4 combination 2. It's a 6. So this is x to power 4 p to power 2 times 6. So the final thing will be 6 p to power 2 x to power 4. Now only these two terms will be the terms that will only carry power power 4. Now you were told from the equation here, let me highlight it real quick here. You're told that the coefficient of x to the power 4 is 216. So now gather the two parts, and you have to understand which part is subtracting which part. This is the subtracting part. So you'll have down there 15. Here you'll have 15 p to power 4 x to power 4 subtracting 6p squared x to power 4. These are the only terms that will be able to carry x to power 4. Now, what you need to do there is just factor out because x becomes a common term. So x to power 4 into 15p to power 4 minus 6p to power 2. Now remember, we were told from the equation that this coefficient must be equal to 216. This is your coefficient. So I just need to take that coefficient now and equate it to 216. So 15p to the power 4 minus 6p to the power 2 is equals to 216. I can easily push 216 to this side to have an equation. So I can have 15p to the power 4 minus 6p to the power 2 minus 216 is equals to 0. Now, this is what we call a pseudo quadratic. It's one of those guys that if you manipulate them, they will give birth to a quadratic equation. So the best way to think about it is let p squared be k, for example. Meaning, if p squared is k, p to the power 4, which is the same as p squared will be the same as k squared. So you can write the whole of that equation as 15k squared minus 6k minus 216 is equals to 0. And now by virtue of that, you'll have a friendly quadratic equation. Now you can easily play around with this one if you remember the formula. The formula is also given on MF19, so you don't need to worry about that. So k is equals to minus b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac everybody all over to a. So let's substitute. This is the minus of minus 6 is equals to, no, not is equals to plus, sorry, plus or minus the square root of negative 6 squared minus into brackets 4 times 15 times negative 216. And here, for example, let me just clarify here a bit. It's okay, I can just rub this because I even made a small mistake by writing an equal sign. I want us to just be clear on this a bit, just a second. I'm getting the values from this equation here because you can see this is my A, this is my B, and this is my C. So that when I come and substitute, I say K is equals to the minus. Where I have B, I put minus 6 plus or minus. Then I go the square root of B squared, the square root of B squared. B squared again is minus 6 squared, then minus 4 into bracket times 15 times negative 216. So everybody here 2 times 15. Now we can simplify this equation real quick. This root is all the way, so k will be equal to this negative and negative makes that a positive, so plus or minus. This becomes the square root of 36 because negative 6 times negative 6 becomes a positive value. Then let's see what is the outcome for 4 times 15 times 216. That is 12,960. And now it will be a negative 12,960. Then everybody here all over 30. Now, because of the two negatives now, if we bring them together, we're going to have a what? We're going to have a positive. So these two guys will become a plus, and I'll have k is equals to 6 plus or minus the square root. So I need to add 12,960 plus 36. So plus 36. So this becomes 12,996. Everybody here all over 30. Now I'll need to get the square root of 12,996. So I need to get the square root of that answer. This 114. So k is equals to 6 plus or minus 114 over 30. Now from here you can see that k can either be 6 plus 114 over 30, which is going to be 120 over 30. If the two zeros cancels, k is going to become 4. So k is equals to 4. Or you can see the other version is k is equals to 6 minus 114 all over 30. So this is going to be 6 minus 114. This is negative 108 over 30. So let's do that real quick. 108 divided by 30. You can see the answer there is 18 over 5. So k is going to be negative 18 over 5. Now, I have these two answers for k, but remember, k was as a result of me creating a pseudo equation. K was equal to p squared. So we have to come back and remember k was equal to what? P squared. So we'll need to substitute with all these, or when k is 4. So when k is equals to 4, when k is equals to 4, what will happen? So 4 is equals to p squared, and you can see here, if we square root both sides, we can have p is either plus or minus 2, or the other alternative is when k is equals to 18 over 5 negative. So this one won't work, because if you say negative 18 over 5 is equals to p squared, if you try get a square root there, at this level it will be a bit troublesome. You'll need to go into some special thing called, I can't even remember the name, but this will be tricky. You can't get a square root of a negative number. It will create complex issues. So p can either be positive 2 or negative 2. So we we need now to go back into the question and check, did the question ask us for a positive integer? If it did, then we can't. So see, the question was very specific, super specific. It says positive constant. So if p is equals to positive 2 or negative 2, then this negative 2 won't suffice, and the value of p will be equal to 2. Take your time, rewind the video, go back, watch. If you have a question, kindly leave it in the comments, but that's how we do such a question. All right, see you on the next video.